Morning, everyone. Good Monday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's get started. So, I'm back. This week we have NFP, which would bring a lot of volatility to the markets, and there is a possibility for us to see a break in market structure because Friday can be very aggressive on NFP. Now, even though we have a gap up and now we're bearish, I will still like to stay bullish unless we break these lows. I don't believe that's gonna happen today. If we're gonna have any break in market structure, it might happen the next few days. Today is just Monday. Even if we set to have a bearish week, Monday is usually going to form a Judah swing. I'm sorry. It's just been a while. Hello everyone. Thank you very much for coming back, and I hope you had a nice weekend. So with that in mind, let's just take a quick look at what's in store for the day. At the moment, we have a gap to fill and we have two relative equal lows. I don't believe that's gonna happen. If that's gonna happen, I'm gonna try to be bearish, but I will take small positions. If I see that we flip to the upside and we start taking these relative equal highs, I'll put more size, because right now the trend is still bullish regardless of the swings and what happened. Even here today, as you can notice, on Tuesday on 22nd we had a very bearish day. However, if you still kept your bullish stance, you still would have had a chance to make some money. So honestly, let's look at the chart. We're at all-time highs. If anything, we can just fill this gap right here and turn bullish for the rest of the week. We still have earnings on the go. Let's have a look at that as well. Today we don't have big companies. I mean, we do, but not from the big seven. Nothing from the big seven. This week we have Microsoft. Let me show you my screen. There you go. So this week we have Microsoft. That's going to happen in 2 days. It's going to be at night. So everything that is going to happen during that day will be in expectation of Microsoft, because it's part of the big seven. It influences the market a lot. I don't know, its market cap values at something amount to 3% of the market on Nasdaq and S&P. So yeah, Apple as well, Amazon as well, Meta as well, and Visa is very important as well for the market, because it kind of like sets the tone for the economy and the place we're at. You're seeing basically how much people are spending, saving, and whatnot. So yeah, we have in 2 days we have Microsoft. On Thursday we're gonna have Apple and Amazon. Tomorrow we're gonna have Visa. So it's a big week, very big week. Very unfortunate, because they will release earnings after closing, which means anything that will be traded during the day will have an expectation. Like everything that will be trading will be in expectation of these earnings, which means we might have a lot of consolidations and a lot of choppiness. Obviously, we're very dependable on the high news alerts that will be happening on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, and the cherry on top of this week's cake is going to be NFP, unemployment rate. And We have a 10 o'clock, we have PMI as well. This Friday is going to be crazy. I will try to stream as much as possible because we're going to have a lot of volatility. I believe I'm going to keep minimum number of contracts, 2, maximum 3. If I'll be going long, maybe I'll add more in case I see a clean run. But I believe we're going to have a lot of things to deal with this week. So let's start slow. Let's not put a lot of size. Let's see how this Monday is going to be looking like. It's going to set the tone basically. So let's see how we're going to deal with everything. Even though on a higher time frame, weekly and monthly, we are still expecting lower prices at some point, because since 1st of April, I mean, not 1st of April, sorry for that. Since 7th of April, we had a rebound worth of 42%. That's insane. 42% resembles to desperation, greed, and bubble. The higher we get, the worse it's going to get in the future, in the long term, medium and long term. Therefore, we are happy, we're profitable, we are bullish on a daily and hourly, but we still need to keep an eye on any black swan type of events that can happen, any type of news that can damage intraday volatility. So be careful out there. We are bullish, but this is not healthy, guys. So let's keep that in mind as well. Let's not put a lot of size thinking we're going to go to the moon. In stock market terms, this is the moon. 40% in how many weeks? 40% in 3 months, in 112 days. It's a lot. The average return of Nasdaq and S&P is between 7 to 10% yearly. We did that in 3 months. We did 40% in 3 months. So yeah, let's be careful out there, and let's wait for the open. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna place any trades before the open unless we take this low. We're gonna use this as breaker, and we're gonna try to see higher prices because we have 2 inefficiencies here and a volume imbalance on the 5-minute here and here. As I said, I see bearishness. This can be just a reversal at the end of the day. But yeah. Yeah, let me go back. So basically what I was saying is that for the past 3 months, thank you, Ivan, for the past 3 months, we had a 42% increase. This is the rebound that has been happening for the past 3 months, and 42% is just too much. Now, let's see if we're going to fill this gap. This is the new week opening gap. And the gap to fill is basically the point at which we closed on Friday. We're going to take a look at that as well. Meanwhile, the statistics show that, and I'm going to bring this back. Statistics show that on Monday, if you have a gap up, we have only 44% of that being filled. And that's a statistic that's been happening on Nasdaq over the past 3 months for the New York session. Just for you to know. Yeah, that's about it. Let's look at the opening range breakout for Monday. So Monday, the first 30 minutes or the closing of the first 30 minutes can bring breakouts 46% of the time, breakdowns 23%, and double breaks 30%. No instances of having no breaks, which means what's been happening for the first 30 minutes will be we'll be trading out of, either to the downside or upside, but we never had consolidation of that sort on Mondays for the past 3 months. That's something good to keep in mind. Basically, we're gonna base a lot of our strategy on breakouts, and even though we have a breakdown, we can still look for a breakout, because double breaks, this is what it means, that we had breakouts and breakdowns. Yeah, interesting statistic to look at. Now let's see. Opening candle continuation. 30 minutes by weekday. On Mondays, even though we have a red candle after 30 minutes, we're still gonna end up green. Same as if the first 30 minutes will be green. Therefore, we need to be very bullish on Mondays. And that's a statistic that's been forming for the past 3 months. Let's look at the 6, because for the 6, it's a bit different. Very bullish if we're green, and close to 50-50. Still a good chance of us having a reversal. So yeah, I like the stats. Now let me see the gap to fill on Mondays. Gap up only 58%. So I'm not gonna chase this 422 on the chart that you can see in yellow, because only half the time that's gonna be touched. So that's not a point of concern for me. I'll be looking at breakouts on Nasdaq and bullishness. Yep. Any questions? Okay, no questions, then we can just wait for the open. That's going to be in 1 minute. Yes, if I see any entries, yeah, I do. But out of traded before London Open. So we had 2 relative equal highs here. We took that out. We took another high again. Therefore, we have 1, 2, 3 divergence high. And you had a break in market structure. We had a swing low. You had an order block. Therefore, when it's trading here at 245, you short this, because you already took a lot of damage to the upside and you have a gap up, which means you're going to anticipate at the open to try to reach, or at least reach, the half of this new week opening gap. Even if you want to see higher prices, it's not healthy for you to start the week during Asia, be very bullish during Asia, and not seek at least these Asian lows. Therefore, you short this. On the 15 minutes, you have a very small fair value gap on the 15 minutes. And yeah, you short this, stop loss here, you aim Asia, and you aim this one. The rest of what's happening right now would be just you holding one contract out of 10 or 10 or 20% maximum of your position, because this is best case scenario what's happening right now. But yeah, at 572 I would just short it. The 50% of my or 60% of my position would be out at Asian low, because you had also this consolidation, which is going to make you extremely anxious. And ultimatum would be this low into this gap basically, and also the mid of this new week opening gap. You have a lot of TPs to touch. We opened. Understandable. At the same time, it requires a bit of experience for you to understand. But usually when I'm seeing prices like this, meanwhile we're taking Asian highs as well, I'm inclined to try. But I'm at this point right now where I want to trade only the London session, because I want to place all my trades during streams, and I'm the most successful at New York sessions. Therefore, I look at London. I might be trading London when we're bearish. And this is something I noticed when we are very bearish and the market is into all correction. Basically, we're seeing lower prices and lower prices. A lot of moves are happening during London. Therefore, I would try shorts during London. But right now, we're not in that scenario. We're very bullish. Therefore, I'm not playing with New York. Plus, I'm the type of person that likes to see ultimatums. I don't like to take small chunks, and this is what London offers you: small volatility. Therefore, you need to put more size, and I don't want to do that. I want to trade where there is volatility, because if I mess up, I still have a chance of chasing price to the right direction, so to speak. Very interesting here. We traded inside this fair value gap and we're seeing lower prices. The next target would be the new week opening gap slow, if that's going to happen. We have a lot of relative equal highs over here, especially here. So in my mind, I'm like, if we see higher prices, I'm comfortable holding for longs. We have a lot of shorts from London to be chasing. We don't have any news today. Therefore, I will enter a trade at any time I get an opportunity. ES is very bearish. We filled the new week opening up, and we're seeing lower prices. We have a lot of relative equal lows on ES as well. The moment we start to see divergence between ES and Nasdaq, meaning that ES is becoming extremely bearish, it's going to be a sign for us to decrease our size and expect reversals in all markets. Usually, shady things are happening when you have divergence between ES and Nasdaq, and also Dow, of course. Let's see if we can use this one as an inversion fair value gap. If we go long, our target would be 542, and we can still keep 10-20% of our position for these beauties over here. Well, at 552, but yeah. Let me take care of this Asian low as well. That's an important pivot. Mhm. That can be a profit target as well. This inversion for val gap is supporting the price to the upside. Ideal would be for us to trade back into this fair value gap on the 5 minutes. And then see a fair value gap or an order block or an inversion fair value gap providing us speed to the upside. If they're just gonna go to the targets that I'm showing that I'm not gonna be trading, these longs, I want to see a bit of retraction right now. Kind of like a setup for shorts to add, and yeah. At the same time, on a 15-minute, we're still inside a CB, which can send prices lower. But this looks like a very good potential turtle soup, where we took liquidity to the downside, and then this is going to become a big inversion fair value gap. So let's keep that in mind. This can be a buy if you allow yourself a stop loss as big as 464. I would like to wait another 2 minutes. I want to see this 5-minute candle. Even though it looks very appealing to me what's happening right now. I'm thinking about longs. It's not the best price action, but it's Monday. Yes, it's bearish. We have SMT. Let's close this 5-minute candle. This fair value gap can be used as support to the upside if we're going to see higher prices. But very interesting the way we just came into this fair value gap, we tapped it and now we're seeing lower prices. Very interesting to study. This can be a very good short right here. Let's go back to E-mini. SMT steel. If I would see a BC, a fair value gap, a green fair value gap on 1 minute, I'll buy that. We have SMT with ES. I like that. This is actually a fair value gap that doesn't exist. I don't like shorting in discount, and we have no presence of fair value gap only on the 5-minute and 15-minute. Dow and ES are being bullish. We have SMT with both of them. Ooh, too late. Let's see if we can buy this. Well, our stance was bullish. Let's try to buy this emerging fair value gap if it comes back to it. If not, it's okay. We got filled. We have relative equal highs, so any retraction is welcome as long as it doesn't take our stop loss here. Oopsie. Something stinks in Denmark. So let me show you. E-mini is trading inside this inversion for a value gap. Micros are making fun of us. So it'll be a difficult week, guys. We lost 123 on that one. I don't mind buying this inversion for a value gap again. I'm just not happy with having relative equal lows on micros. I don't like this type of moves. It's a bad omen, to say the least. we might have to wait for 10 o'clock in order to continue. Because if the price were to stay bullish for the rest of the day, this fair value gap should hold, right? You don't want this one to hold. Meanwhile, I can observe, yeah, we're having a lot of divergence between micros and minis. We took the highs already on micros, not on minis. If anything, we would have still been in the position had we traded the E-mini. So let's stay out for a while and see what the price wants to do. See, we didn't take the high. We took it on micros, not on E-mini. Sure, I can speculate by this inversion fair value gap right now and still know we're gonna reach highs, but it's not a good price action. I don't trust it. I'm trying to think if we had a chance of buying this inversion fair value gap and still not be stopped out, but no, this candle at 948 would have killed us. So let's wait for 10 o'clock. We still have relative equal highs on E-mini. Not a good price action. Let's wait for 10 o'clock. I see the fair value gap adjust, it's too high. We'll just be patient. We took some highs, so I want to see a retraction. I don't feel really comfortable buying this, even though we're trading inside the 15-minute inversion fair value gap. So I'll wait for the price to see what it's gonna do for the next 2 minutes. Minimum risk. Else I will switch. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. I'm gonna switch to bearish right now. I'm shorted this inversion fair value gap. If I'm wrong, I'll be done on this account for the day. See a double break. That's my profit target, the low of today, 462. If we take this low, it's even better for us. Right now, we're still trading inside this inversion for a value gap. So I would like to see a break in market structure. I don't want to add right now. This is a fair value gap on E-mini. You cannot clearly see it on micros. Very bullish on ES right now. I don't like this divergence. Very ugly price action. Ugly day overall. I want to be bullish, but I just don't like being bullish when PDRAs are not being respected. The only ones that have been respecting were the inversion fair value gaps on the 5 minutes. That's it. So first presentation fair value gap was butchered. That's not something I want to see. I want to see this fair value gap being respected by wicks, by bodies, by everything, and it's not. So what am I gonna do? The only reason I flipped to bearish is because I see a manipulation us trying to reach the upside. I see no reason for me to buy right now. I don't like it. If anything, we might just have a very big green, red candle coming because we're trading inside this 15-minute CB. 1 hour, I apologize. Between these two candles, highs and lows. So yeah, there you go. Yep, as I said, let's short this inversion for a value gap. It's another block as well. We got filled. Let's use the high. I don't want to trade anymore. If this is not going to pan out, I'm done for the day. I cannot do much more. Same profit target. Maybe new week opening gap low. We can try that. Which is that 48, 47. Let's put 47.75. It's a fair value gap right now. If we confirm it, I'm gonna add more. If not, c'est la vie. Today was horrible and it was not our day to trade. I know we traded inside this inversion fair value gap, but we have some breaking market structure, so I'm expecting to see a double break on the 15-minute chart. That's all. Our entry is above 830 open as well. So we're shorting a 1 hour CB, which is this one. Not going to dislike my idea if this doesn't pan out. That's all I'm gonna say. We have higher highs on ES, and this inversion fair value gap is not really respected, so yep, this is not good for us. We're touching this inversion fair value gap, therefore we're gonna take the highs. I was basing the fact, my trade on the fact that we have relative equal lows here as well. So when you have a CB and relative equal lows, high probability we're gonna take them, and not today. Today, this first presentation for our gap just acted shady. Was not respected here, and then it came down and acted as support. Difficult price to read today. We were bullish, but it's just, it cancelled all of our orders. Or like every long was being taken out. Why is that? They're manipulating the price. They look like they want to take it higher. Might as well be a setup for what's about to come. Let's see. That's what we want to see, but we want to see this low being taken. And I will add once we take this low and we see a displacement. I need to see the trade going into my favor in order to add. We might have a big red candle, so we're not going to have the chance to, but we are still going to recover for the day, which is all I want right now. It was a difficult day. Fair value gap here. If I see the price going lower, I'm gonna add. We have a fair value gap as well, and our entry is good. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. That's all. That's what I want to see. Ideal. Let's make it 4. It's highly probable. They're manipulating the price a lot today, so I expect everything to be happening. Our entry is good. This is another short idea. You place a stop here above my entry. This low was not taken on a mini, just so you know. We have relatively equal lows. Nice. You know we got stopped out only on micros, not on minis, right? It's incredible. It's incredible. There's nothing I can do. Look at this. Look at this. Shroud. We have some geopolitical news. That's why we have this volatility. Tariffs. Tariffs. This looks like it wants to hold support. I want to add very much the issue is if we're gonna have another slippage like this, I'm gonna ruin my whole trading week. So if we reach profit target, we're gonna be break even for the day and we're gonna call it quits. And that's it. This is just very choppy price action as we predicted in the morning. Tomorrow we'll have a lot of volatility. So no matter what's gonna happen, we still have a chance of recovering for the rest of the week. Yeah, I don't believe we're gonna see the lows now. So if anything, this first presentation for value gap is supporting the price. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I believe we're gonna be stopped out and we might take the highs again and then attack the lows. It's just very unfortunate. They manipulated the price in such way that longs had no chance. So I know these lows will be attacked. It's just a guessing game how they're gonna do it, considering the way it's been manipulated so far. Might take the highs and then after you're gonna be stopped out like 5 times, are you still gonna be inclined to place a sixth trade, knowing the drawdown that you are in? So yeah. The reason my stop loss is here is just above this fair value gap, but I don't believe it's a good trade idea anymore. ES is not showing weakness as much, so just a bad day during which I decided to have a size. So that's my mistake. Yep, that's it. I like we had a run without a fair value gap and we left equal lows here, so we might still come back. Let's see. I'll go get some water. Hmm. This was a 1052 was a good addition for a short. I'm just overexposed, therefore I don't wanna do more harm. Considering the day we had, we can just have another reversal at any time. So I'll just be happy with a break even day at this point. My mental capital has been drained in today's trade, so I don't wanna affect the rest of the week. Those relative equal lows are enough for me at this price. Yeah, this is the things that I don't want to see. So That's why I didn't add. I have also some volume balances over here. So under any circumstance, I would add here, but it's just too much. Usually it doesn't have to take this long, so they still seem to respect this verbal gap. Let's see. I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm back. Already heading into 11 o'clock and I don't like being in this trade this long. Let's see what's gonna happen, but the longer it takes, the less inclined I am to wait for it. Hmm. We have SMT with ES. Break even at this point. We're done. What a day. $3 minus commissions. I've had better days in the markets. This was not one of them. It's good we entered. We didn't get stopped out by micros. I don't hate shorting here, but I think it was a risky move. The only thing that I regret right now is that I didn't add here and here. Both of the PD arrays were respected, but let's be honest. My mental capital was drained and I had a big loss. Therefore, just adding, even though the trade was going in my favor, I usually add when the trade is in my favor, but not during these days. No one can guarantee that micros would not provide me another liquidity sweep like this candle or this candle. But yeah, tomorrow is another day. We recovered the loss and that's all that matters. Like, I stand by all my trade ideas. Here I got stopped out even though I was buying inversion fair value gap on the 5-minute and the first presentation fair value gap. Here I got stopped out. I kind of understand, like, this trade maybe was not really necessary, but the next two Like 1 trade out of 4 was a bad idea, but the rest 2 were ideal entries. We just got stopped out because of the slippage of micros. We didn't have this candle on E-mini. See, it was here, then we came back up, formed a lot of liquidity down here. Yeah, just a bad day. We're still alive, and we learned something from it, so that's gonna be the lesson of the day. I don't believe I want to trade anymore today. I'll wait for tomorrow. I can see lower prices, I guess. Meanwhile, we have some relatively cool highs, but if we're switching to bullish, to bearish, that's not going to be the case now, is it? I don't believe I can provide much more to this stream, therefore I'm gonna end on a happy note. Break even in a very, very, very difficult day. And honestly, had we been trading E-mini, we would have been profitable on this move as well. I would have added here. This would have ended. This day would have been different. But we're gonna grow to trade minis as well. First, we need to reach 20,000, then we're gonna start trading minis. That's the plan. Scaling up bit by bit. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining today. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start. I will work on a new video on a new trading model. Until then, see you here. Stay safe. Peace.